Do you know what's in your drinking water? It might not be as clean as you think. PFAS are a group of man-made chemicals that have been detected in local groundwater, especially for Barnstable County residents. Steep Science Day was held this past week, aimed at educating the public on PFAS contamination and also revealing results from a 2018 private well study. The vision of STEEP is to avert human and environmental health impacts of PFAS exposure and is a Superfund research program from the University of Rhode Island.
PFAS is what they are, these what we call forever chemicals, so chemicals that don't really break down naturally and that have been produced by industry for various purposes, including the fighting of fuel fires, where they're particularly effective, which also led to the contamination of drinking water in various parts of the country. And then, of course, they used to make Teflon, which is used for the pans we use in our households, and they're on all kinds of coatings for stain resistance, textiles, carpets. There's no real way for us to get rid of them unless we put them through high temperature incineration.
Silent Spring Institute is a mission-driven scientific research organization that is a part of Steep Science Day and contributed to the discovery of PFAS in drinking water many years ago.
So back in 2009 and 2010, we were conducting a study of emerging drinking water contaminants on Cape Cod. We were looking broadly at how hormones, hormone disruptors, pharmaceuticals, and other consumer products may be making their way into drinking water on Cape Cod. And this was before PFAS was a household name and there was a lot of awareness about the extent of contamination. So we did begin by looking for those chemicals in addition to pharmaceuticals and other emerging contaminants. And we found them first in the public wells that we tested and then in a number of the private wells that we tested too. And so we've really been thinking about them ever since.
Steep Science Day has focused on testing private wells from Barnstable County to better understand the water quality exposure and impact of this chemical.
So back in the spring of 2018, we began recruiting private well owners on Cape Cod to take part in our study. We aim to include a total of 250 private well owners over the duration of our study. And late last year, we collected and tested samples from 101 homes on Cape Cod. These were located all throughout the Cape in 12 different towns and included many of the areas that are served by private wells. So what we were talking about today were the results from that initial round of testing. We've just shared results with participants who've taken part in our study, and we've put those results together to share with the community. Our results suggest that PFAS chemicals are commonly detected in private wells on Cape Cod, and it's certainly not a problem unique to the Cape. Nearly half of the wells we tested had detectable levels of at least one of the chemicals that we looked for. We think that one source could be septic systems. PFAS chemicals are common in consumer products, and so the wastewater that leaves our homes can pick up traces of those from our laundry or from washing items in our home that have these chemicals. And we did see that wells with higher levels of nitrate, and that's a marker of septic system impact, had higher PFAS levels. But there are certainly other sources, areas where certain firefighting foams have been used, landfills and other types of businesses may also be sources, and we'll continue to look at those in the next phase of our study.
This project will last for 5 years. If you're interested in having your private well tested, there are ways to get involved.
So we'll continue to test water samples from additional homes, so people can still sign up for our study by visiting web.uri.edu/steep/wellwater, and we'll be going out probably over the winter to do the next phase of sample collection. Now we also want to sit back and look at the results in a spatial way to see whether there are any clusters of areas where the PFAS levels were higher, and to look for relationships between certain possible pollution sources and the levels in water.
The presentation took place on October 2nd at Barnstable Town Hall. For more information on the STEEP project, visit web.uri.edu/steep. In Hyannis for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tullock.